Hi YouTube. Today I'll be sharing my experiences with my current condition. It is called PTC or IIH. PTC, which stands for Pseudotumor Cerebri, and IIH, which stands for idiopathic intracranial hypertension. So, pseudotumor, I guess I'll go into what it is. Basically, a normal spinal fluid flow, I guess, would be around 15 to 20. And spinal fluid is basically comes from your spine to your head, and that spinal fluid is what protects your brain from, like, let's say, impact, get punched in the head. That keeps your brain, intact, so when it like jump everywhere. But with PTC, it's excess, so it's too much, so it produces too much that it can handle. And pseudotumor cerebri, it basically gives you symptoms that you would have if you had a brain tumor. So basically I'm making this video to shed the light on the internet. Is bad. I mean, it's good for you to like look up your, symptoms and whatever, but it doesn't really give you much hope, and that's what it did to me. But I'm gonna talk to you about my experiences and tell you how I feel about my experiences, and that everybody's experience is not the same. So if you look on the internet to give you clarification on what you might be going through, it's probably not going to happen to you. It don't always have to happen to you. The worst doesn't always have to happen to you. So I'm going to start my story off with my initial symptoms, which weren't alarming, which was my migraines. I started getting them in the beginning of the year. I'd say January, February of 2014, which is this year. And I started getting them, but they weren't very alarming. Like, they weren't so back to back to back. I would have a migraine, take medication, and it'll be gone. But if I didn't take medication, it would be there forever. So those were my first symptoms, and didn't think much of it. Later on, I'd say not even 2 months ago, around the ending of March, I started getting these bad symptoms. Temporary vision loss, double vision, let's see, what else? Migraines, and what else did I go through? And like these little auras, these stars and whatever. And I used to get the ringing in my ears, which was like your pulse ringing. I don't know how to explain. Pulsatile, whatever. I used to get that, and I didn't correlate everything with each other. No, I thought my vision loss was because I was dehydrated. So I started drinking a lot of water, like a whole lot of water. And that didn't work. And I started looking on the internet. The devil. Internet is the devil. I started looking on the internet about my, symptoms with my vision loss. I don't think I quite started getting double vision when I first started. It kind of happened like a little bit after. But basically, I looked up my temporary vision loss, and I looked up like something called retinal detachment, which I knew I could have never had, because that's like you take a blow to the face and that's what you get. And I don't do anything extreme for me to get that type of thing to my eye. But it kind of had like the curtain like whatever, I guess. Kind of didn't do come like a curtain. It kind of came like in, and I would have like tunnel vision. So I thought that I didn't think I had that, but those were the closest things that I could imagine. So one day, I mean, my symptoms kind of got worse. Then I started getting double vision. That was weird. I would talk to people and I would think that my eyes is really crossed because I'm like, I hope they don't notice that this is what I'm going through right now because this is crazy. This is insane. I'm seeing two of you. But anyways, so one day I was on Facebook and I saw this video of Drake going to visit this girl with a brain tumor. And she was like this little cute girl and she was like a fan of Drake. So that kind of shed a light on me on brain tumors. I don't know what made me, I didn't think I had one, but I don't know what made me search it up. I guess because I was going through something and then I started thinking that all of it correlated, like my headaches, whatever. So head, brain tumor, thought, but I don't know, just look it up. So I looked it up and I looked up, Google, the devil, internet. I looked it up and I found like people and forums talking about like the experiences with brain tumors. And there was this one person a couple people that had the same exact symptoms that I had. And at first I didn't know what to call my symptoms until I read what their symptoms were. So then I was just like, I have double vision. I have temporary vision loss. Well, I knew that what it was because I couldn't see anything. Oh, I have the ringing in my ears, whooshing sound. I have all of this. Oh my gosh, I have a brain tumor. So I was just like, like so distraught by what I'm reading. Afterwards, I went to my primary care doctor and she didn't know anything about anything. She was just like, I'm probably stressed. Because my mom had a diagnosis recently. And it was like, well, not recently. A year is recently, but whatever. And I'm probably stressed, and stuff like this happens when people are stressed about certain things. And I didn't believe that. I'm like, no, this is something really happening in real time. Like, this is not stress. I mean, I know when your body is stressed, you can't really tell. You can tell when your body is stressed, but it is a difference between your body being stressed and you being stressed, like, mentally. Like, it's a difference. So I was just like, no, my body ain't stressed, okay? I ain't stressed. But she did refer me to an ophthalmologist and a neurologist. And she referred me there, and I went to the ophthalmologist first. Got my eye examined, and she told me that my optic nerves were swollen. She told me that they were kind of like severely swollen. So, excuse me. Sorry, that's nasty. Anyways, she told me that I was severely kind of like bad, and she was telling me about pseudotumor. I never read anything. As I was like looking up stuff on brain tumors, I never read anything about pseudotumor. So I was just like, well, I know pseudo means false or fake. So this is kind of like a good diagnosis, I guess. So she kind of explained it to me, but she didn't want to talk to me about it because she didn't really know to diagnose me then, because she doesn't really know. You have to rule out everything first. Brain tumor, get an MRI scan. Any spinal infections, get a lumbar puncture. So she kind of mentioned it, and she kind of explained it. And I was just sitting there like, okay, better than a brain tumor, but I don't know. I'm still scared. So she ordered me an MRI, and I took it, and that was like kind of like the scariest experience. Like, I'm not claustrophobic or anything, but I thought like metal was going to be pulled out of me or something. Like, I don't know. I just thought the worst. I didn't like it. And the sounds were funny, whatever. But it was kind of soothing after a while, I guess. So I took my MRI. I was scared for like the 3 days I had to wait for my results. Really 5 days because I had to wait the weekend too. So I was really like worried, like, what if they see something? What if something's there? What if whatever? So they finally called me to pick up my MRI. I thought they was gonna call. They said ASAP, so I thought they was gonna call me to tell me my results. And I'm like, oh my gosh, they're gonna tell me. And they said ASAP. So when people say ASAP, I mean doctors say as soon as possible for anything, but when they said it, it kind of felt like it was really something wrong with me. So I went there, I picked up my MRI. They referred me to a ophthalmologist, and I went there. I guess she reviewed my MRI scan, and she said there was nothing there. So I was kind of ecstatic about that because I was just like, what if I had a brain tumor? I didn't want to lose my hair in any way, shape, or form. And I know people have to go through that, and it's, it's bad. I don't want to, it's not something somebody wants to go through. So I didn't want to do that. And I was so happy. I was so overjoyed. But by then, I like looked up pseudotumor and stuff, and I thought it was just as bad. I looked it up on Google, internet the devil, and I thought that the diagnosis was just not just as bad, but like right next to it, like still bad. People have to deal with this their whole lives. That's what I thought. And I thought that would be for me too. So after that, I was scheduled to have a lumbar puncture that Monday. And my lumbar puncture went well. Like, I didn't have a spinal headache. I don't even know how that felt like, thank God, because I'm done with headaches. Like, but it was like it hurt. It was like pressure. It didn't feel good. It doesn't feel good. It's probably not the worst feeling in the world, but it was okay, I guess. There was a lot of pressure in my spine. When I got home that day, well, afterwards, they let me lay down for like 45 minutes, so I was good. I heard that once you do lumbar punctures, if you get up, that's how, your spinal fluid leaks and you get, the spinal headaches. So, I laid down for 45 minutes. When I got home, I laid down for the rest of the day. I got up, but laid down for the most part. For the rest of the couple of days, I laid down. And I didn't get a spinal headache. So that's the way to prevent it. Just don't do anything, because I didn't get it. My back hurt for like a week. Like the day after my lumbar puncture, I was walking like I had a hunchback. It was bad. But my back doesn't hurt anymore. So that's good. So after that, I got prescribed. After they tested my fluid, because that's what they do to rule out anything else, they gave me Diamox, which is like the first medication they give you. And basically my neuro-ophthalmologist was like, this is because of your weight. And a lot of people say that some people, weight doesn't really have anything to do with it, but I think it kind of does, because when I moved from Brooklyn to North Carolina in November, so it's kind of like a different life. I can't do much here where I did in Brooklyn. Even though I have a community gym, I don't like it. So I used to be like really active in the gym and doing stuff, walking around. And then once I got here, I'm like, there's nothing to do. So I ate like a pig. I gained like 30 pounds. Well, overall, I gained like 40 pounds, but here I gained like 35 pounds here. alone. And that I think it really has something to do with my weight. Once she gave me my prescription, well, once, whatever, I got my Diamox, and I was scared to take it because I looked on the internet like I always do, and people had such bad reviews about it, like, oh, the tingling is so debilitating and all that. And I know a year ago, like, I thought I had an MS scare because I used to get, like, felt like nerve damage or whatever throughout my body. So I thought that was the tingling they were talking about. So I was kind of scared. I took it, but I had to force myself. But the tingling that they're talking about is like your feet just going to sleep and then coming back to be normal. That's the tingling that they were talking about. That was so horrible. I kind of find that tingling therapeutic. Like, I kind of like it. Kind of like that feeling. I get that in my hands and in my feet and my legs. I mean, I kind of like it. And it kind of OD'd one time, like it overdid it one time in one of my legs, but it's alright. It's not as bad as people say. It does kind of make my muscles tired. I think that's because I don't know. And I would like to say that after my diagnosis, till after I got prescribed Diamox, and after I was told that it was because of my weight and that I needed to lose it, I started exercising and taking my medication, and my symptoms aren't as bad as they used to be. Like, I don't get temporary vision loss, like get up and it just goes black. I may get an aura like stars, but it's not that bad. I may still get like the ringing, well, I do get the ringing in my ears, and I heard that's one of like the side effects of Diamox too, like really loud ringing, and also the wishing, I guess pulsating ringing, and I still get that, but since March till now, since March till like up until some time ago, I felt like this thing was never resolved, but I'm feeling like I'm progressing and it's going to get better. So for the future, I will be losing weight, seeing how that's going to work, if that's going to like make my PTC go in remission. And I'm looking forward to losing weight. For anybody that's going through this, just know that it doesn't have to be like, it's not a death sentence, but it doesn't have to be like the worst diagnosis ever. It's good to look on the internet sometimes, but don't ever like relate other people's stories to and think it's gonna be yours, because it certainly wasn't mine. I didn't have a bad experience with Diamox. I feel kind of better, and I feel like my optic nerves isn't going crazy as it used to. So that's basically it. That kind of wraps up my video about the condition. Thanks for watching. It's kind of long, 20 minutes. Sorry, but it's good that you watched. I don't know. I'm just talking now. Alright, so bye YouTube. I guess I'll be following up with like weight loss things and whatever. Okay. Oh, and another thing. I'll talk to you later about that. Alright, bye YouTube.